Hello everyone! Welcome to our video. Now, we will bring you to a precious topic about analyzing students' ability to receive information from the internet and difference between facts and false information. We're truly excited to take you through this interesting topic. So, let me introduce our team. First, Imaduddin Ahyar in this group acts as content creator and editor. The next one, Indah Savitri as content creator. And then, I'm Juliana Ayu as a content creator. So, the next is Kois Fatih as cameraman. And the last one, Rahmanur Hamidah as a scriptwriter for this video project. Today, in this digital era, having the ability to critically evaluate information found on the internet is totally crucial. Not all information we encounter online is accurate. Hence, distinction between facts and false information is truly essential skill.
In this video, we will explore how students can become more critical in filtering the information they find online. We will provide some case examples where misinformation can spread and offer tips on how to recognize it.
We'll also share strategies you can use to ensure the information you receive is valid and trustworthy. These include checking the sources, evaluating the credibility of the author, and seeking confirmation from other sources.
To start, let's take a look at a simple example. For instance, when you read an article about health on the internet, how do you ensure that the information is correct? What step can you take to verify the information?
Stay with us as we dive deep into this topic. Don't forget to take notes on the tips and tricks we share, so you can become more critical and smart in digesting information in this digital age.
Do you know what's raging on social media? They cite that today's middle school students are unable to understand the information on social media. There are so many cases of spreading hoax, cyberbullying, and strange trends carried out by middle school students who are still underage. Well, these cases occur because these middle school students have a low level of media literacy. But do you know what media literacy is? Media literacy is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and communicate the content of media message. It includes an understanding of the reality presented by the media.
According to research, about 50% of middle school students in Indonesia show low literacy skills. They are more often engaged in gaming activity than reading or writing. PISA survey results showed that 27% of Indonesian students were only able to complete the easiest text comprehension question. So, to see how the real state of media literacy is, let's take a look at the video interview that we have concluded.
Ini yang dahulu nih, namanya siapa? Deandra.
Ini?
Naura.
Nama saya Gemar Raya Ramadan.
Nama saya Alvan dari kelas 9A.
Ihsan sama Wahyu. Oke, kita sedang bersama Ihsan dan Wahyu.
Pria ini bingung, ternyata banyak yang nggak bisa baca jam analog. Ini menarik nih. Emang ada yang nggak bisa baca jam analog? Netizen pada komen. Ada, gue yang nggak bisa baca jam analog. Contohnya, gue sendiri. Jangankan jam analog, bedain PM dan AM aja masih bingung. Bisa kayak gini, karena Gen Z dan Gen Alpha tumbuhnya bareng gadget. Nah, gadget biasanya jamnya itu digital kayak gini. Itu langsung ketahuan, oh jam 7.30, 8.15. Makanya pas ketemu jam analog bingung. Nah, coba kita belajar dikit biar nggak kocak-kocak amat. Nih, kita lihat. Ini namanya jam analog. Jarum pendek itu nunjukin jam. Kalau jarum pendek di angka 1 artinya jam 1. Jarum pendek di angka 2 artinya jam 2. Gampang ya? Kalau jarum 4.
Sebelumnya Anggi sudah pernah bisa baca jam analog gak? Bisa. Coba ini jam berapa?
Jam 6 lebih 10 menit.
Oke, bagus. Oke, satu lagi. Tadi isi videonya tentang apa ya guys ya?
Tentang pengertian jam analog.
Oke, terus?
Masalahnya bedain PM sama AM. Analog itu.
Kita juga harus tahu bagaimana cara untuk membaca jam analog.
Pendapat saya mungkin sama dengan Gema, dengan beberapa anak muda yang nggak bisa baca jam analog.
Terbiasa mungkin kan terbiasa dengan yang jam-jam di HP. Ya.
Jelasin tentang orang yang nggak bisa ngebaca jam analog sama orang yang nggak bisa ngebedain antara PM sama AM.
Oke, kalian bisa gak untuk baca jam analog? Bisa. Apa ya ini? Kira-kira beneran gak ya?
Enggak sih, itu editan kayaknya.
Editan. Kalau kira-kira kenapa ya ini videonya nggak asli?
Oke, nggak mungkin aja.
Nggak mungkin aja. Oke.
Menurut kamu asli atau palsu?
Palsu.
Kenapa?
Karena ya itu. Masanya itu tempatnya yang nggak aneh gitu.
Oke, menurut kamu asli atau palsu?
Palsu.
Palsu. Kenapa? Karena nggak mungkin ada, soalnya kayak hewan yang kayak gitu tuh. Mantap.
Menurut kamu?
Real or fake? Tapi kayak aneh gitu ya.
Oke, jadi asli atau palsu? 1, 2, 3.
Nah, kalau yang ini
Asli atau palsu? Asli.
asli. Kenapa asli nih yang ini?
Emang
Karena ini mungkin aja.
Iya, mungkin aja. Aku pernah lihat.
Oke, kalau kayak ini tadi mungkin aja. Kalau yang tadi mah nggak asli karena nggak mungkin gitu ya ada.
Nggak tahu, karena itu kalau binatang gimana nyiptainnya? Kalau emang Allah nyiptainnya 2 bisa, kalau itu bisa gitu.
Oke, sip. Nah, jawabannya yang ini tuh asli videonya.
Yang ini asli.
Asli kayaknya.
Menurut kamu?
Nggak tahu tak.
Coba asli atau palsu? Ada jawabannya.
Palsu kayaknya.
Palsu. Oke.
Itu jawabannya.
Yang benar ini video asli ya.
Videonya asli atau palsu?
Palsu, asli.
Palsu, asli. Yang ini asli.
Oh, yang sebelumnya?
Nah, ini palsu nih.
Oh, alah ya, kejebak.
Oke, terima kasih.
From the research that we have explored, we found factors that cause the lack of media literacy skills in middle school students, including factor causing the lack of media literacy skills in middle school students. Media literacy skills among middle school students in Indonesia are significantly challenged. Some of the contributing factor to this lack of ability can be categorized into internal and external factor. Next, internal factors. First, low interest and motivation to learn. Many students show low interest in reading and learning. This is often due to a lack of motivation from within the student themselves, which can be influenced by previous educational experience and reading habits at home. 2. Limited cognitive ability. Some students may have limited intellectual or cognitive abilities, which makes it difficult for them to understand and analyze media information. This can hinder their ability to critically interact with different forms of media. 3. Weak reading skills. Inadequate reading skills can result in difficulties in comprehending text, be it print or digital. Students with a weak reading foundation are likely to feel frustrated and reluctant to continue literacy activities. Next, external factor. First, lack of attention from parents. The role of parents is very important in shaping children's literacy habits. Lack of attention and support from parents, such as no discussion about learning or lack of encouragement to read, can reduce children's motivation to learn. 2. Influence of social media and technology. With the development of technology, many students are more interested in social media and digital games than reading books. Addiction to gadgets and social media distract them from more productive literacy activities. In addition, unfiltered information on social media can lead to disinformation, leaving students unable to evaluate information source properly. 3. Unsupportive school environment. The school environment also plays an important role in the development of media literacy. Schools that do not have strong literacy programs, lack of access to libraries, and minimal reading activities in class can hinder students' literacy development. In addition, ineffective teaching methods also contribute to students' low interest in reading. 4. Peer influence. Peers have a big influence on students' study habits. If the peer environment is more inclined towards non-intellectual activities such as playing games or watching TV, then students tend to follow the pattern.
The lack of media literacy skill among middle school students can result in significant negative impact, both in academic and social aspects. The negative impact of lack of media literacy include, first, inability to distinguish accurate and inaccurate information. Students who have low media literacy tend to struggle with evaluating sources of information. This makes them vulnerable to hoaxes and false information, which can affect their understanding of important issues. This inability can lead to misunderstanding and poor decision making. Second point is decreased critical thinking skill. Poor media literacy contribute to the decline of student critical thinking skill. They become more passive in analyzing information and more likely to accept information without question. This can hinder the development of analytical thinking skills that are essential for education and daily life. Third point is the dependence on social media. Students who lack media literacy are often more focused on social media use than other educational activities. This dependency can cause them to neglect schoolwork and learning activities and develop lazy habits in seeking information. The fourth point is negative psychological impact. Excessive engagement in social media can lead to psychological problems such as depression and anxiety. Students feel isolated and dissatisfied with their real life due to unrealistic social comparison between social media and real life. And the fifth point is low academic achievement. Lack of media literacy skill can have direct impact on student academic performance. Research shows that students with low digital literacy tend to have lower learning achievement, as they are unable to reach and use information effectively to support their learning. And the last point of the negative impact from lack of media literacy is lack of social skill. Students who interact more through digital media than in person might have difficulty building social skill. They may become less able to communicate effectively with persons and adults which is important for their social development.
Hey guys, look at this. This one I have video.
Hi guys, let's see.
Okay, let's see the video.
We'll commenting on the interview video that we have did last week.
And then this about our conversation about some students in middle school. So let's look at it.
She's so cool though.
Oh, this one.
Sebelumnya Anggi sudah pernah bisa baca jam analog kan? Bisa. Coba ini jam
Oh,
berapa?
she can read analog.
Jam 6 lebih 10 menit.
Oke, bagus. Pintar. Oke, satu lagi. Tadi isi videonya tentang apa?
Coba yang bagian depannya.
Oke, kita coba yang awal
She's
ya.
quite smart. Right?
I think she's quite intimidating by you guys.
No. Wait a minute. Let's.
Dipanggilnya nih.
Okay.
Oke, kita sedang
She's so small, the first one.
Singanya kenapa?
Kira-kira sihirnya kenapa nih?
Bisa ini nggak? Bisa dapat sesuatu dari informasi apa yang kalian dapat dari video? Mau ditonton lagi?
Confusing.
They're quite confused.
I think because they still learning to different.
And also that we did the interview very unexpected, right?
Oh yeah.
Karena apa? Karena kamu
He's talking while he's eating.
Yang kedua, aku pengen lihat kalian.
We got to the next video.
Okay, the next video, guys.
Satu dua tiga.
Oh, they have different answer. Ah, okay.
Videonya asli atau palsu? Asli.
asli.
Both of them answer this is true, but the another one is
fake.
fake. Okay, they can guess it. Yeah. Okay, I think some of students that we interview can answer, but the others still should learn about how to difference about the real informations and the false information. That's it.
Kenapa tadi di videonya ininya dia ngejelasin bisa nggak untuk baca jam analog?
It is the best answer
Bentar,
from the
ada
video.
contoh jam analog nggak ya?
I think they quite like smart student or something.
Ah, that's right.
Oh, oke. Terus ada lagi nih. Satu lagi videonya ya. Bentar.
They have nice answer.
Yang ini asli atau palsu? Asli. Kenapa asli nih yang ini? Guys. Nah, yang ini tuh asli bener ya. Karena mungkin aja. Nah, kalau yang tadi itu buatan AI gitu. Jadi kalian sudah bisa membedain ya, membedain
They
mana
think
yang buatan
logically.
AI dan juga
That's right.
yang
Yeah. So they can answer all of our questions.
yeah.
Well.
Nah, di situ teman-teman
So,
juga
let's move on.
kayaknya udah bisa ya untuk
Okay, let's move to the last.
Okay, we have a last video, and this is both of them is the last student we interview. So perhaps so let's see their answer about media literacy question.
Bagaimana cara untuk membaca jam analog?
Yang disampaikan dalam video ini apa? Masalah
So
apa?
that's the reason
Pendapat saya
why he
mungkin
can
sama
more
dengan
logical.
Gemma.
to answer this.
Dengan
But
beberapa
like the other
anak muda
ones
yang nggak bisa
look
baca
very enthusiastic though.
jam analog,
Yeah.
Apa kira-kira?
Okay, we can answer it.
karena terbiasa mungkin terbiasa dengan jam yang di HP. Ya.
Oke, itu video pertama ya. Ada ya satu.
So
Ada
next.
Next.
video kedua. Menurut kalian asli atau palsu? Kamu?
There's some noises. I don't know.
Coba asli atau palsu? Ada jawabannya.
Okay.
like yang
Palsu kayaknya.
Yeah.
Oke. Yang benar video asli ya. Kamu juga udah tadi itu palsu. Itu buatan. Nah,
They can easily differentiate it.
Yeah,
jawabannya berarti
they
kalian sudah bisa
smarter because the reason I think because they older than all of the students we interviewed before. So if we conclude from all of the view that we watch. So we think that some students also can't differentiate about false and false and true informations, but the rest of them still should learn more about media literacy. That's it. There is a way that we could do to overcome the problem of the lack of media literacy in middle school students. That's to make good use of the computer laboratory facilities available at school. So, how is the good utilizations of this computer laboratory? Here are some examples of good and optimal utilizations. First thing first, interactive learning. Computer lab can be used to support interactive learning in various subjects. It's not solely information and communication technology. It's not about just technology. For instance, in science and social studies lessons, students can use simulation software to understand scientific concepts or even conduct online research. This makes learning more interesting and relevant to technological developments. The next one, and also the second one, ICT skills development. So, the computer lab serves as a center for skill development in ICT. Students can learn to use software such as Microsoft Office, graphic design applications, or even programming. Those activities not solely enhance their technical skills, but also preparing them for the challenges in the world of work. So, what's the next? The next is availability of access digital resources. Computer labs provide access to various digital resources, such as e-books, online database, and interactive learning materials. With those accesses, students can expand their knowledge and get onto that information relevant to the subject being studied. So, the next one is extracurricular activities. Computer labs can also be utilized for extracurricular activities such as programming or web design clubs. These activities give students the opportunity to explore their interests more deeply and develop creative projects outside of class hours. So, let's talk to the next point. This is about tutoring. Computer lab can be used as tutoring centers, where students can work on assignments or get help from teachers or tutors in conducive atmosphere. This is especially useful for students who need extra time to understand the subject matter. Okay, so let's move on to the last point. This about independent practice. Students can use the computer lab for independent practice in completing school assignments such as creating presentation or even research reports. It also helps them to develop independence in learning while utilizing existing technology. Okay, so precious people, with the rapid development of technology and information, media literacy skills are becoming increasingly important for our youth. By optimally utilizing computer labs, we not only provide students with access to learning, but also equip them with the critical abilities needed to navigate the digital world. And you guys who are interested in the videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share our video. See you in the next video. Bye-bye!